Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and our Spa Baby race for Thursday, August the 11th, race number 6, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 5 New York breds, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Let's take a look at this field of 10, and it includes a Spendthrift stallion progeny, the number 9, Mama's Gold by the red hot Bolt d'Oro. The morning line favorite, however, Nicole, is the number 8, Impressor, who sold for $335,000 earlier this year.
Yeah, and this is really a wide open race. You've got freshman sires, including the Spendthrift sire Bolt d'Oro. You've got experienced sires. You've got New York sires and Kentucky sires. Field is mainly made up of first-time starters who will have to evaluate. I think this is a race where you could go a number of ways.
And the horses drawn down towards the inside in post positions 1 and 2 are both conditioned by trainer Jeffrey Engelhardt. Let's begin with the number 1, Storm the Empire. This one attracts Flavian Pratt. This is a son of Classic Empire out of a very productive dam. This Stormcat mare is foaled Mark My Way, a stakes winner on turf, Stay Not Go, a juvenile debut winner and a precocious sprinter, and Hall Anchor, a multiple stakes winning dirt router. So it seems like the dam's progeny can do just about anything. Storm the Empire breezed a furlong in 10 and 1 before selling for 70,000 in March.
Yeah, and you mentioned that outstanding female family. This one is from the program of perennial leading New York owner and breeders, Chester and Mary Broman. They have another horse from their breeding program in this race. I wouldn't read too much into them, selling one, keeping the other. They have made strategic reductions to their program in recent years, including some very nice stock. So I wouldn't, look at this race and say, oh, this one was a cast off by the breeders. This one also by a 2-year-old champion in Classic Empire.
Jeffrey Engelhardt's other entrant right next door, the number 2, Max Foster, ships up from his Monmouth Park base. He's been working quickly out of the gate there. This one's by Palace Malice out of a 2-time sprint winning dam. This is the family of the very popular Gray Flash Freehouse, a multiple grade 1 stakes winner back in the days of Silver Charm and Captain Bodget. Some quick works, but I wonder if maybe this colt might want a little bit longer distance.
Perhaps, but Palace Malice, a Belmont Stakes winner, has done well with his 2-year-olds, and he could win a 1-turn mile himself. Freehouse was a multiple grade 1 winner routing, but he showed brilliant speed himself. Ghost Sapper, a very good broodmare sire, the likes of Triple Crown winner Justify and others to his credit. Of course, Ghost Sapper was as brilliant around 1 turn as around 2. So yeah, this horse might want some more distance, but I do think there's plenty of speed in there as well. And I do expect him to show some of that speed from an inside post.
Junior Alvarado has the mount. The 3 is Pop Coyer, Johnny Velasquez for trainer Rick Schosberg. This is a son of 40 Tails who does very well. Nice under the radar New York stallion, 19% with juvenile debut runners. $3,000 stud fee. This one sold for $70,000 after breezing a furlong in a swift 10 seconds flat.
And breezing that furlong on what might not be his preferred surface. As we always point out, those Ocala sales in March, April, and June are held, the breeze shows are held on a synthetic track at the Ocala Training Center. And certainly you expect to see dirt speed from a son of 40 Tails. John Velasquez taking the mount for Rick Schosberg. It looks like they're trying to, sharpen this horse's speed even more with some recent 3-furlong drills. Just a few 4-furlong drills to his name and a lack of 5-furlong drills. So I do wonder where this horse is from a fitness standpoint right now.
Let's take a look at the career debut of the 4, Curly, Larry, and Mo. 25 days ago at Saratoga, he is in the thick of things, turning into the stretch at a big price, 19 to 1. The son of Motown is right there, turning into the stretch. He just couldn't get by, and he likely gained a lot of fitness from this race.
Absolutely. And I think, we always say experience counts. And I think that's especially been true at this meet. A lot of horsemen have said the track is deeper. The track is very demanding. You want a very fit horse. So certainly this one going to move forward from that standpoint, from that experience, and get a 67 buyer in that effort, which is very respectable. The Motowns, I do think they're going to be better going a little bit longer, but you have to look at any son of Uncle Mo as a sire threat with his 2-year-olds, the way they have come out of the gate firing. And Motown was a graded winning 2-year-old himself.
The number 5 is Blame It on Daddy. Luis Saez takes the mount for trainer Tom Albertrani. Blame It on Daddy is by Blame, 11% winners with juvenile debut runners, a $90,000 yearling, and a half-brother to a juvenile stakes-winning sprinter. Cowboy Karma won his career debut. This family is all class. I believe Blame It on Daddy is a direct descendant of the great Courtly D.
Yeah, this is the Courtly D family. When you see Champion Althea and others in the family, just so many classy runners produced by this family on so many different surfaces and distances around the world. Tom Albertrani, one of those guys who like to give the horse a race or two to get their feet wet, though. Another one with a nice long work tab.
I want to see the board on this one with Blame It on Daddy. And I think the board important in many of these races this week that we'll be covering on Spa Babies. We, of course, don't have access to it, but keep an eye on horses that might be taking some sneaky money. The 6 is Donegal Surges, Jose Ortiz, Todd Pletcher. We expect this one to take some money, at least just simply because Todd's training. Donegal Surges is a half-brother to juvenile stakes-winning Dirt Miler Surge of Pride, a career debut winner at 2. Really strong Chester Broman family. The Dam a half, multiple stakes winning dirt router Friend or Foe and Star Grazing. Chester and Mary Broman just have been stalwart breeders in the New York scene for a long, long time. This is son of Candy Ride.
Yeah, and Candy Ride, we think of him as more of a stamina influence, but he does have a pair of 2-year-old champions to his credit with Shared Belief and Game Winner. You mentioned Friend or Foe, who was, a terrific runner in the New York bred program and competed well in open company for a number of years. Interesting that this one worked on the turf a couple of times, and then Pletcher went back to dirt to work and to place him here. And it looks like a light bulb came on from in that 4 furlong work most recently. I will advise checking out the Clocker report to see what our colleague Mike Walsh and his team in Saratoga thought of that work, because on paper this horse's work pattern very interesting, and it looks like he's heading in the right direction.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Nicole. Please, please, please check out the Clocker report, because I think that turf workout went in company with Double Thunder, who's an older horse that was very good last year at 2 for Todd. I think even took Todd to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Donegal Surges, of course, for Donegal Racing, Todd Pletcher. They won the Belmont with Mo Donegal. Mr. Marlin is the number 7. Dylan Davis aboard for Barclay Tag. This colt is a son of Painter. And taking a look at Mr. Marlin, we see he's a half-brother to Sligo Joe, who was stakes place going a mile. Lots of speed and precocity on the bottom of this pedigree.
Yeah, and Barclay Tag, and especially a standout, the New York bred program can sometimes get a horse home at a nice price. And Dylan Davis is riding very well lately. If you're looking for value on the board, this combination of connections could provide that for you.
The 3rd colt in the race, bred by Chester and Mary Broman, the 8, Impressor. This is your morning line favorite. Joel Rosario aboard for Steve Asmussen, a $335,000 April 2-year-old, breezed a furlong in 10 seconds flat. Another one by Classic Empire, and just speed and class on the bottom of this pedigree. This colt would be no surprise.
Absolutely not. We often say that Steve Asmussen's horses do better second time out, but this one bred with speed, with class, wouldn't surprise at all under Joel Rosario. A very interesting pedigree. In addition to the horses you see named here, including graded winner Stormwolf, this is the female family that produced Little Princess Emma, who's the dam of American Pharaoh. American Pharaoh by Pioneer of the Nile, also the sire of another 2-year-old champion in Classic Empire. So this one bred on a similar pedigree pattern to that 2-year-old champion and Triple Crown winner.
Rejuvenated Javier Castellano takes the mount on the 9, Mama's Gold, trained by Michael Maker. This one by Spendthrift stallion Bolt d'Oro, who already has 9 debut winners. Mama's Gold's dam's been very productive. She's thrown the very fleet sprinter Rotney, another stakes place dirt sprinter, and Looking for Trouble. And this family is all speed on the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rotney's been a very active horse this year in the New York bred program, just a real standout. Bolt d'Oro, who is a grade 1 performer and a very good 2-year-old himself, as you mentioned, just firing off the mark with so many of his debut runners. And he's had a couple of those come back to be stakes placed already. A very promising young stallion for Spendthrift. I like that this horse has some 5 furlong works under his belt. I wish that he had some works here locally in Saratoga instead of all down at Belmont.
Completing this field of quality New York breds, the 10, Ramblin Wreck. Manny Franco aboard for trainer Danny Gargan. This is a son of Redisdale. Young first crop sire. He was pretty quick, and this horse sold very well. A $140,000 yearling last year. The dam a half sister to Dakota Phone, a grade 1 stakes winner going long. Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile winner?
Yeah, Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile winner. So had some of that miler speed in addition to being, a good router. Redisdale, this one of the horses who sold so well for him as a yearling last year. He threw some really impressive physicals. They were well received, and he's off the mark with a couple of good runners already this year from a small first crop.
Really looking forward to our Spa Baby race on Thursday. Our coverage is presented by Spendthrift. We'll kick off the 50-cent late pick 5 with our top selections for this race. Nicole, you've got the experience of Curly, Larry, and Mo. You've got some nice first-time starters. You're going with Donegal Surges. Interesting work tag, strong pedigree.
Very interesting work tab, and that was really what drew me to this horse. I think you're going to get some value here on a Todd Pletcher horse and a 2-year-old made at Saratoga, which doesn't happen often. You're going to have to watch the board, but I think this one might fly under the radar a little bit here. And I do think it's so interesting that this one worked on the turf and then Pletcher went back and moved him to dirt. And like I said, I like that recent dirt work. I just, that was what I really circled, was the workout pattern on this horse, who might be going in the right direction coming into his debut.
Hoping the Bolt d'Oro train just keeps rolling along with the 9, Mama's Gold. He's had some fast 2-year-olds. This family has had some fast 2-year-olds. I'm hoping Mama's Gold's a fast 2-year-old. 9, 3, 4, 6 for me. 6, 4, 8, 10 for Nicole. Our Thursday Spa Baby race presented by Spendthrift.